Okay, let me tell you something that still gives me chills. Music. This was my first really creepy close encounter, not something I'd seen in a movie, but something that actually happened to me. It goes back to college 7 or 8 years ago. A few of my friends and I decided to take a trip to Lahore. One of our classmates lived there, so we planned to crash at his place and spend a couple days wandering around the city. It was supposed to be a fun, late-night train ride, typical college adventure stuff. We caught the overnight train. It was late, probably around 1 to 1:30 in the morning, when the train stopped at a little roadside station to drop off a few people. The stop was supposed to be quick, 15-20 minutes at most, but the train just stayed there. And then it stopped again after moving a little. We were somewhere out in the middle of nowhere. There were only bushes and pitch darkness as far as you could see. No streetlights, nothing. We were bored and goofing around. Someone dared another guy. It was that kind of night, you know, and the dare went, "Get off the train, man. Let's see what's out there." One by one the guys agreed. We figured it would be harmless, just a minute or two on the platform and then back on. There was this other guy standing at the door of our car who warned us not to get off. He said, it's not safe out here." But we were 20, stupid and daring, so we ignored him. We stepped off into the black. It was so dark you could hardly see your hand in front of your face. A few of us pulled out our phones and turned on the flashlights. Some people were smoking, just standing there talking. After a minute or two we started joking and scaring each other, messing around with the lights. Then we heard noises from the bushes, like faint laughing or small voices. At first I thought it was kids somewhere on the train, or maybe people at the station. One of the guys said, "Sounds like someone's playing inside the train," but another friend said the sound was coming from the bushes right next to us. We shone our phone lights toward the noise. What we saw froze us. There were small figures moving around in the brush, maybe 2 to 3 feet tall. From a distance, they looked like kids at first, but up close they weren't right. Their movement was odd, and their shapes weren't quite human. They were small and hunched, darting between the bushes. They didn't scream or shout. They made little chittering noises, like someone you can't really place. It was like watching something between an animal and a person. For a few seconds we just stood there staring. Then the bravado broke. One of our guys screamed, and the rest of us panicked. We took off running back toward the train, slipping and stumbling, throwing ourselves into the carriage and slamming the door behind us. Whatever those things were, they skittered off into the bushes, and we didn't hear them again. Inside the train, everyone had heard the commotion. People were breathing hard. A few older passengers scolded us, asking why we'd gotten off in the middle of the night. The rumor spread quickly through the cast. Some people made jokes, others were unnerved. We sat there in silence for a long time, maybe half an hour to 45 minutes, until the train finally started moving again. We were all shaken. We kept replaying what we'd seen, trying to make sense of it. Were there kids playing? Stray animals? Something else? I don't know. To this day, I can't explain exactly what those little figures were. But I remember the terror, the way the darkness felt thicker, how small noises seemed louder, and how grateful I was to be back inside that carriage with the door shut. That was my first real-life spooky encounter. We walked away okay, shaken but fine. Looking back, it could have been anything, but at the time it felt like one of those things you only hear about in stories. Music. If you like this story, stick around, I've got more.